Okay, so when we cut to the video, then you're gonna have to go down and mute our mic.
Which one?
While we're watching it.
Which one is that?
That one right there.
The first one? Okay.
Yeah.
Sweet. Ready?
Okay. Yep. Are we recording already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Hey guys, my name is Noah. I'm finally getting to this video idea that we had, and I guess this is considered my show since I'm kind of the one hosting it. So I figured since I'm hosting it, I should have a guest. So here's my guest.
Hey everybody.
I'll let him introduce himself. So go ahead.
I'm Noah's dad. My name is Jeremy, and I've been working with video and audio for a long time. So I'm the one that's kind of been showing Noah a little bit of the ropes and helping him learn and go through the process of making his videos and process his audios. And so yeah, that's what I do. Worked in video since I for about 20 years. Started out working in television for an NBC TV station a long time ago, and now I've been freelancing for about 20 years, doing different things, design and production and that sort of thing. So that's who I am.
Cool.
Yep.
Well, yeah, so again, just real quick, the idea of the video that we have, we're going to watch a original piece. We're going to see what they kind of did to make the song pop out, what they interpreted that was their own, and then we're going to watch a cover of the same song, and then basically kind of do the same process, just see what the person covering the song added to the song to make it their own, what they changed, just basically kind of giving our opinion on the two versions of the song. So,
Sounds good.
Yeah, without further ado, let's just get into it.
Well, today we're going to be looking at the song Hurt, which was originally done by 9 Inch Nails, which is a band that was really popular back when I was in high school. And so this is a song they would do. Usually it was really popular when they did it live. They did something cool that hadn't really been done a lot before, and they used this sort of screen that came down in front of them, and they projected these images. So 9 Inch Nails was really kind of on the front line of doing new and innovative things. And so in this video, I think this video is actually a video from one of their concerts. So we'll check it out and talk about it a little more.
All right, let's get into it. Pause it there real quick. I really like the intro of it. Obviously, I'm a heavy metal fan. I like a lot of old school type of music. I kind of like the dark intro, just the black and grays, and obviously, I'm not trying to make it sound old or anything like that. But the video is dated, so it's probably the best they could do with the technology they had at the time. But just kind of watching that intro, I personally just like the song just from listening to that.
This was really different for them too, because they were like a little bit more heavy, and they had some more heavy songs. And this was one that they kind of, as we listened to the song a little more, they really played with some of the tones and some of the sounds of the different instruments that they used to actually make it feel unsettling. Like, you're not supposed to feel good listening to this song. This was a song that's supposed to make you like, think about, and the words that go with the pictures are super important. So yeah.
Sweet. I'll try not to pause it as much. I just kind of wanted to, put that in there, give my own thought. So let's get back into it.
So when you're thinking about this song and you hear the lyrics, I want to ask you, who do you think he's talking about hurting? Is he talking about himself, or do you think he's talking about the people around him?
Well, I mean, you could probably say about both, that he's singing about hurting himself and hurting the people around him. I would have to give it like another listen to again, just to like, you know, really hear it from the beginning. But I would just assume that he's talking about hurting other people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he likes to layer some of the meaning on top of the song. So, you know, like you heard at the beginning, you know, it sounds like he's talking about hurting himself with, you know, the stuff that he's doing. But then he also adds on that added layer that the hurt that he's causing himself so he can feel is also hurting people around him. And so it's really cool the way that Trent Reznor was able to add layers to the meaning, and also, you know, he layered the music and layered the video. And so and you can see some of the stuff we talked about, like after I got finished saying, it's really unsettling. Like the first thing you see is a snake going, yeah. So, yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I really like the video so far. Like I said, I'm really big into like the kind of like weird, creepy stuff.
Yeah.
And I get it. It's a song about hurting yourself and hurting people, but at the same time, just kind of seeing the visual effects that they have, I'm already like, yeah, you know, this is cool. And then also listening to the instrumentation, like you said, they're like using a lot of eerie sounds to kind of make you feel like something's wrong, and I really like that.
And just before we stopped, where there was that spot where it felt like it was supposed to resolve, you know, like the chorus was and it didn't. It went you know, it had like that unresolved
I
dissonance.
actually kind of want to rewind that a little bit to
Yeah.
hear that part.
I will make you hurt.
Yeah, and then that was like you're at this concert where people are just like going crazy, rocking out, and then this is something different. It like stops it. It stops everything, and it really, you know, it creates the ambience and sends the message that he's hoping to send with it. So
Yeah. Also, was that a chameleon?
yeah. It's a snake. It's a chameleon.
Yeah. Hey, look at that.
Looks like Ray's in the
Yeah.
video. Yeah.
For y'all who don't know, I have a chameleon named Ray Lizard. It's for Ray Luzier, who is the drummer for Korn.
Yeah, there you go. You have to get a lizard cam someday, I think. Just put it.
I need to do more videos with her in.
There you
But anyway, let's get back to
Let's
it.
keep watching.
I wear this crown of shit upon my liar's chin, full of broken thoughts I cannot repair. Beneath the stains of time, the feeling disappears. You are someone else. I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friends. Everyone I know goes away empty, and you could have it all. My empire.
Sorry, I'm still learning how to do all this OBS stuff. We had a lot of problems. So like we were muting the mic so we could listen through the computer.
Because we don't have a splitter to listen to it on our ears. So,
Anyway, I paused it there right where it's building. I just really like just choppy, just the bum bum bum. Not only does it add to like the eerie feeling, but it also kind of gives it its own, you know, mood to it, you know. And then also, I would rewind it, but I want to leave the video where it's at. You could tell when it did like the close up of him singing, his hair is like all matted. It looks like he's just sweating and like in agony almost.
yeah.
And it could just be that, you know, he's performing live and he, you
Yeah,
know,
a little bit
has
of
been
both.
going around, but it also adds to the eeriness of it that he just looks distraught
Yeah.
almost. So
Yeah. And what's interesting about this song is actually when he wrote this, he didn't have like he did have a drug problem. It was something that he struggled with, and he, you know, it's really well known. but when he wrote this song, he wasn't really that bad. And so it's kind of like he was writing this song to his future self, like he kind of knew what he was going to get into before he got there. Yeah, crazy, huh? But I like we talked about that piano, building and stuff. You had that percussive feel. It's like you feel like things are starting to get out of control. And you see the video clips change a lot faster now, and you see a lot more death like that.
Don't worry about
and stuff. So so you feel like your things are speeding up when you get to the end, and I think we'll probably talk about that when we get to the Johnny Cash one, because that's kind of a theme that he's got going. I'm sorry, spoiler alert.
I'm just gonna remind it a little bit so we can hear the build again.
Okay.
Goes away empty, and you could have me all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you if I could start again, a million miles away, I would keep myself.
So this part, I think with you as a drummer, I know you hate me telling you like stuff like this, but if you listen to the song, there's hardly any percussion in it. But when that build was coming, it was just like a little, like a light touch on the tom, and that just that little bit of drum sort of gave that anticipation until it got to the big drop, and then everything came down.
Yeah, I expected them to actually stay heavy with it. They kind of like built up and then kind of came back down, and then
Then caught you off guard.
really came back.
Yeah, and that's one of the things is like sometimes as drummers can really, I mean, seriously, I love drums. Drums like bring the life, but sometimes like with this is like a good example of less is more, because you're expecting it and you're wanting it, and it's like the drummer's teasing. I'm like, yeah, here it comes. You're like and then and then it hits them with it, and you're like we've got like what, maybe another 30 seconds left in the song. So like the drum plays maybe for like maybe 45 seconds of the whole song, but but when it does play, it's powerful. And if you imagine if there was a drum like ting 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 or something through all that, it wouldn't have the same effect. So
and I like that you pointed it out, because as a drummer I'm still kind of learning that, because like obviously you want there to be spaces where other instruments can like grow and improve and like do their own thing. So like the piano there, where it was just doing it by itself, and then like he was saying, where the drums slowly built in. That's something that I'm still learning, and I really want to learn, because it's you build more of a connection between you as a musician and the people you're playing. You develop more listening skills, so you like can actually listen to them playing, kind of see where they're going, and then anticipate and go from there. So that's something that I want to work on, and I'm trying to work on. But I just like that you pointed that out. So.
Yeah. All right, so this is the last 30 seconds.
It's not even like they are actually being playing or not. It's just like for those 4 minutes.
Let's do a break and so that's a pretty powerful. It's a pretty powerful piece, and it's really, if you go back and listen to more Nine Inch Nails music, you'll see it's very different from the rest of their songs that were a little more heavy. But really, what Trent Reznor did a lot was focus on the message, and a lot of times he intentionally wrote provocative words that would make some people freak out. Like one of this, oh shoot, man, the song is "I Just Went Out of My Head," because most people know it as "I Wanna From the Inside," but that's not the name of the song. But it's
I know what you're talking about too, and I can't remember the name.
And people think that song's about sex. It's not about sex. It's about a guy that can't. He's depressed and he wants to like get connection from another person. And so he'd come up with these provocative lyrics where it's like people would think it was one thing, but it's not the other. Sort of the same thing with this is that he layered in meaning, and then he would say provocative things so that some people would be like, don't even want to hear it because it's profane or whatever. But other people that were paying attention could hear what he was talking about.
They actually got the message.
Yeah.
If you
Closer, that was the song. Closer.
Yeah.
There you go.
I was gonna say if you know the song.
You're gonna do something.
I was gonna say if you know the song, put it in the comments. That way, helps me out. But he went ahead and told it. So
yeah.
Well, we'll try it again next time.
Yeah.
But
we'll think of some sort of quiz thing or something.
Yeah.
With your next person.
You already kind of said what the cover of this song was. Do you want to kind of give why you chose this song?
Yeah. So I chose this one because, well, for one thing, I really like Johnny Cash. Can you? He's like right there. There's a poster.
Oh yeah.
I really like Johnny Cash. I play guitar. I have a black guitar. Johnny Cash was the man in black. I just really like Johnny Cash because he was like me. He had a spiritual side. He had struggles that he went through. And he was a simple sort of musician. He was best known for like doing country or western music. But everybody knows Johnny. Everybody loves Johnny, and he did a lot of. He never just said, I'm just a country musician. He did a lot of stuff. And what was really cool is at the end of his life, he actually branched out and did more collaboration with people that were way outside of country music, especially this one from 9 Inch Nails. And, the story goes, if you read about the story of this cover, they suggested for Johnny Cash to do the cover of this song. And when they asked Trent Reznor if it would be okay, he was like, I wasn't, he was like, I wasn't crazy about it, but he can do it. I know he's not going to do very well with it.
Yeah.
And then he says, when Trent Reznor talks about it, he got the CD or the DVD of the video and he put it in. And he's like, after watching that, he said, that's not even my song anymore. That belongs to Johnny. And this video is like, we're probably going to be pausing through it and stuff, but I feel bad having to stop it because you have to take in like. The 9 Inch Nails video is meant to make you feel very uncomfortable. This one makes you feel very well. Just watch it and you see what you feel. But yeah, that's why I like this one because Johnny, you wouldn't think of Johnny doing a 9 Inch Nails song.
Yeah.
And so
I actually haven't heard this version of it yet, and I've heard it's got like really good cinematography. It's just got really good. I wouldn't say choreography, but it's like well filmed and whatnot. So I'm actually like really excited to kind of see this for the first time.
All right.
So let's get into it.
I hurt myself today to see if I still feel. I focus on the pain, the only thing that's real. The needle tears a hole, the old familiar sting. Try to kill it all away, but I remember everything. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end, and you could have it all. My empire of dirt, I will let you down. I will make you hurt.
Okay, I hate pausing it there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Oh
I know.
my lord. Which one's the mic?
We're already on, so it's all right.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So, sorry if that distorts the audio somewhat, but like I said, it's still learning. I paused it there, though. I like a couple things. One, it's showing clips of his life. Because I, I didn't recognize him at first when he had, like, the cane and the walking stick or whatnot.
Yeah.
I was like, Hold on, okay.
Yep.
I also like the shots of him playing the piano.
Mhm.
Makes it look really sentimental. And like the 9 Inch Nails one was like, I wouldn't say up in your face, but like you I don't know how to say it. Like it's because I'm put on the spot. This one, it feels more like the 9 Inch Nails one. You know how you said it was more dark, more like it actually made you kind of feel uncomfortable. This one, it feels like you can just kind of like sit down by him and just listen to him sing and be like, oh, he's just telling his story.
Yeah.
Like I said to the 9 Inch Nails one, where it's more kind of like in your face, like I'm gonna make you uncomfortable.
Yeah. And that was the thing, was when Trent Reznor wrote, or when he sang his version of it, that's what it was, because he was not there yet, and so he was singing to the future, and he's like, yeah, this is where I'm going. And when Johnny sings it, even though he's saying the same words, he's looking back at his life, because he came out, he's on the other side of that, and so he's looking back on his addictions and his struggles and the people that he hurt in his life. And so it's like you're sitting down with your grandpa, right, and he's like, come on over here, Sonny, I want to tell you a story. But it's in the same way that Trent's video was shocking with some of the images. When you knew Johnny Cash, well, I mean, I didn't know him personally, but when you knew him,
about him,
when you knew about him, like at the height of his fame, he was like, he was a badass. And here you see him, and he's like this, like, he's still pretty badass, but he's like an old, wrinkled man, and he's frail. And you see him when he plays the piano, he doesn't have that like, like that stability. It's like he's got the shaky hands.
He does have a little wobble. Yeah.
And when he's playing the guitar and stuff, he's still got that. And so there's that nostalgia when you're watching it, but also a little bit of that thinking of, this is the end of the same story, a story that Trent told in 1999. Now we're like 20 years later, and Johnny's telling the end of the story with the same words. It's pretty cool.
Do you know when this video came out?
2000. I want to guess like maybe 2007 or 8.
Really? Wow.
Yeah,
okay.
It's been a while.
I thought it was like recent.
Yeah, but they filmed it like I think less than a year before Johnny died. You're gonna see just a little while. You'll see his wife, June Carter, and like a lot of the video wasn't staged. Like, and one of the things is they shot the video at his the museum. He has his own museum.
Yeah.
But people had stopped going to his museum, and so it was shut down. It was basically abandoned.
I was gonna say, I saw the closed to public. That's why I was thinking it was like more recent.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know when Johnny Cash died.
Yeah.
I thought he might have still been around.
Yeah. Yeah. His wife died shortly after the video was filmed, and then Johnny died shortly after her. In fact, I think that year Justin Timberlake won like best video or something for Cry Me a River. And he was like, Johnny deserved this award because it was way better, and even Justin knew it was way better.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, he's surrounded by like the trophies of his life.
Yeah.
And he's like, this is all just,
what I do to get here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he calls it dirt. He's like, my empire of dirt. This is all just dirt, which is pretty profound from a guy that he built that. That's his thing.
Yeah, that's literally his life.
Yeah. And then actually after he died a few years later, that place burned down to the ground.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Which is kind of like, it's like Johnny Cash.
It's a little bit of like
some foreshadowing or something. Yeah, or it mimics his life, because I mean his most famous song, probably, if I said what's Johnny Cash's most famous song?
Are you asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you. Like, what was the song you could think of? I fell into
the burning ring of fire. Yeah.
Yep. That's like what everybody knows Johnny Cash, and like his kingdom ended in fire. So some deep stuff.
Very, very poetic.
Yep.
Very.
Yep. Yeah.
See, this is why I bring guests on, because they actually know what they're talking about. I'm here to
the internet's
host.
a good thing too. You can Google a lot of stuff.
Well, hopefully the next one we do, I'll choose the songs and I'll know a little more about them.
All right.
But yeah, let's get back into it.
You stay the hell away from me, you hear? I wear this crown of thorns upon my liar's chair, full of broken thoughts.
So I want to point this out really quick. There's two things. One is that in the original song, the lyric is, I wear this crown of shit. And Johnny, being a religious guy, and actually one of the things is that they actually think it was he couldn't understand it. And so he was like, what is that? Because he couldn't understand like the words. And so Johnny changed it to Crown of Thorns. He's a religious guy, and it meant more to him of the the Crown of Thorns, like with Jesus.
Yeah.
And so it wasn't necessarily so much that he was religious and he didn't want to say shit because he's cussed, in other songs.
I was gonna say, yeah.
But it was more
that
but he didn't understand, or if he didn't understand, like he didn't feel like it fit, and so he changed it to match him. That's the only change to the lyrics. Was changing that, and I don't think it was like a content, like he wasn't editorializing. I think he was just trying to make that piece fit him because he was a really religious guy. He started out singing like gospel music, and his wife is actually more known as like a church singer.
Yeah.
And so, and then you see all the rotten food and stuff. That was like actually food that had kind of been left behind.
I was gonna say we paused
it's
like on a really good. You know, there's the what is it, a fish?
Yeah. And so like because it was just there was junk in there, and they just gathered it up, and it is kind of like the table's kind of staged, but the food and stuff was actually there, and they just set it out, and so it's like another commentary.
Well, it kind of adds to, because like the place just looks worn down, it looks old, and kind of adding this stuff in it makes it look like he's been in that room for a while.
Yeah.
It honestly kind of makes it look like he wrote the song, like he's been in there like writing and trying to come up with the proper lyrics. And
what's funny is like most people today, if you ask them if you heard the song "Hurt," they're like, "Oh yeah, Johnny Cash's song," and you say, "No, 9 Inch Nails wrote it," and like, "No, that's Johnny. No, this is a cover actually." So yeah, it does. He owns it, and that's a sign of.
Oh, he actually owns it?
No, I mean he owned, like in the metaphorical sense.
Oh,
he owns the song.
I was like, did he really get the rights for it?
No,
like,
no.
Okay.
I cannot repair beneath the stains of time. The feelings disappear. You are someone else. I am still right here. What have I become? My sweetest friend. Everyone I know goes away in the end. And you could have it all. My empire of dirt. I will let you down. I will make you hurt.
Really a bad spot to transition at. I wanted to point out that towards that part of the video where it shows them like pouring the wine over the food, it's kind of now going from like the nice wholesome to like Grandpa's telling his story, kind of back to the 9 Inch Nails thing where it's like, now I'm gonna make you feel uncomfortable.
Yeah. Because
it shows him pouring wine over dead food, and then it shows like the flood coming through, and it's just.
And Jesus carrying the cross, and then his wife.
All the blood and so I like the turnaround that they went from, it's just Grandpa telling his story to,
and like how he waves his hand.
Grandpa's telling his story.
He waves his hand out, like everybody goes away, like, uh-oh, Grandpa's getting pissed. And what's one of the interesting trivia is, like, they didn't take his wife and say, okay, we want you to act sad about this. She was actually just watching Johnny.
She was actually in her feelings.
Yeah, and she didn't even know she was being filmed. That's actually candid video of her being filmed.
So it's just her watching her husband go through the emotion.
Yeah,
wow.
So that's real. That's real stuff.
Wow.
Which is, that's part of what makes the video so powerful. And so you see him shaking and stuff, and you see her, like, she's watching him do, like, this is his last big hurrah, and you can feel her pain too.
Oh, you can feel his. I mean, just look at him there. He looks like he's like hurt.
Yeah.
Good. I'm gonna let the video finish because my camera looks like it's gonna die. So.
If I could start again, 1,000,000 miles away, I would keep myself. I would find a way.
I couldn't have waited like 10 seconds.
That's okay though. We get to see it, and it's like story's over and his life is over, and it's and if you saw, like, it takes the same idea of Trent Reznor's version where it's started to pick up the pace. And if you watch the video, if you're paying close attention, in the earlier parts of the video, there were cuts, but they were long cuts.
Yeah,
so they were long shots, long shots.
At the end, they were like
boom, boom, boom,
boom,
boom,
yeah,
boom.
exactly.
And it's like it's showing this picture of how, like, when you start your life, it feels like everything's way ahead of you, and then as you start getting closer, it's just like all of a sudden it's just like, and you know, you got that. Some people try to hold on to it or make it slow down or stop, and he's just like, I'm kind of owning what I've done. I'm owning my life, and
we get poetic on this show. Like,
well,
we're like,
well, music's not
doing
just,
the deep dive and like.
well, music isn't just about making noise. It's about sending a message. You know, it's about telling a story. And when you mix music with video, you get to tell the story with the ears, but you also get to tell the story with what you see. And it's the same thing with live music. When you have a concert and you see the guys up there singing, like, they're telling the story even with their bodies and stuff. And so, you know, music tells a story, and it's like, yeah, it's not just making noise. And it's not just to. Sometimes it's not to feel good. It's to make you think and to make you hurt a little bit. So I had to get that in there. He said the thing. He said the thing.
Well, that was heard by 9 Inch Nails and covered by Johnny Cash. If you guys like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. It really does help me out. It helps me get onto more people's home pages, which gives me a higher chance of being viewed. So just please, you know, just hit the like button, write a comment if you want. Do hit the bell. That way you get notifications whenever I upload. And yeah, my name was Noah. This was
Jeremy.
my dad. Yeah.
You know, I think you should do like a YouTube-y thing, though, before we end, if we got enough battery. You should ask them in the comments, which version do you think that you, I don't want to say one was better than the other, but which one do you think you connected with most? Or honestly, which one do you like better?
Honestly, I am going to say that the Johnny Cash one was better. Nothing against 9 Inch Nails.
Mm-hmm.
I like the video. I like the song. The way that he turned it around, I would just listen to it more than the 9 Inch Nails one, because I can get into that one more. Like, it gets you more in your feelings, whereas the other one just was like, but also just video wise. And again, you know, there's time difference between the two, but like you said, the slow shots then leading up to the fast. There was also a lot of things that it looked like Johnny Cash took from the 9 Inch Nails video
to kind of match him up. Yeah.
So I would honestly say that Johnny Cash, just because of like the time period that he was in at the time, it was a better cover.
Yeah.
So
I like the Johnny Cash one personally myself. I think they're both brilliantly made and done. But so leave it in the comments. What do you think?
Yeah.
Which one do you
whatever
like better?
you think. If you say I'm wrong, just write it in there. You know, just type it in the comments.
Well, they say
you know what to do.
If you think he's right, hit the like button. If you think he's wrong, hit the like button. Hit the like or hit the don't like button twice, right? So
do that. Yeah. Or you could just subscribe. You know, it's not that hard.
That too. All right, cool.
But yeah, sweet.
Well, that was fun.
Yeah, I actually really liked it for our first video. Hopefully down the road it'll get better. I know we already said the whole like, share, subscribe thing. I'm just going to say it one more time. Please like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell.
See y'all later.